Welcome back. We're waiting on clutch stuff, so we're going to go start working on this rear tire and rear brakes quick. But first things first, that bolt was broken. So that was pretty much just sitting there, which is nice and fun to think about, your pinch bolt being broken. But hey, that's why we're here. I have one. So we will, I took the suspension, this side of shock off to get to that, because I'm just going to drill out that piece down in there and use my extractor set, get that out quick. But I just wanted to show you that. Well, be careful. I'm guessing this gap here probably lets in water and whatnot, and it probably ate that bolt away, and it just kind of snapped off as soon as I touched it. So hey, that's why we're here. Let's get it to work. Not a bad day. All right, well, extraction did not really work out. So I ended up just drilling that hole through, and I just got a new bolt that goes all the way through the pinch area and a little washer with a nut, lock washer with a nut. So I have no worries about that holding up, because apparently the one that was in there was just completely broken. So this at least is going to actually act as a pinch bolt for me. So problem solved. Took me a minute to do that. Had to make one run to the store as always, but that's good luck for these projects. So I'm going to go on ahead and work on just getting this rear wheel off at the moment. All right, I got the wheel off. So it's not too bad, like really honest. There is the brake panel stop bolt right here. This guy. Then you just take your axle nut off. Then you can loosen up your pinch bolt, which is the thing I had to drill out and replace because mine broke. And then basically you just pop it off the side there of the final drive. I gotta get in and start inspecting a few things, but honestly so far everything just looks dirty and used, but that's good. So do a few inspections here. I do have new brake shoes for the rear. They look better than I thought they were going to, so we'll look at that. Double check all of our wheel stuff back here. Gonna get this wheel off and swapped out. Hopefully that goes smoothly, and we're gonna get to it. But it's a pretty easy job. I mean, even if you have to do what I had to do, like so. Just take your time and look at the manual. But we're going to get to it, boys. Alright, so we got the rear brakes off. To be honest, looking at these shoes, they're not very much used. But on the bike, the wear indicator was at least showing that they were. I believe. So I'm still going to swap them out since I'm in here. I got a brand new set of brake shoes. Let's clean this up a little bit. We'll put it all back together, and then we'll see what happens. So the only other thing I could think of would be is if the rear wheel, you can't see it because it's on the other side of that wall I was going to show you, is the drum for the drum brakes. So unless that is absolutely shot, which it didn't look bad. I didn't measure it. I don't have calipers that go big enough to measure the service limit of it, but it looks fine. Like there's no weird marking. The wearing looks even, things like that. So I'm just going to rebuild all this, clean it up a little bit, make sure it works, double check the service manual, make sure I'm putting it back together correctly, and then we'll go from there. But just going to throw these in quick. Nothing crazy here. New brakes. Going to put a new tire, same Dunlop D404. There's better tires out there in the world. That just is what I had on the front because that's what I was on the back last year. So I'm going to run through this set probably pretty quick, hopefully in the next year or so. And I'll probably put something Michelin on it. That's kind of my preferred brand. But that's just a quick rundown of what we're about to do here. So let's get to it. I'm going to swap these out quick, show you guys what's going on, move on to the rear tire, and hopefully slap this thing back together. Got this all back together. New shoes, new cotter pins, boys. Don't play that game. They're cheap. Put them in right. You'll be good to go. Got the arm back on. Something fell out. Oh, the little piece that holds the nut. Got the arm back on, and I actually got it properly aligned this time, so maybe that wear indicator will be correct now. So, but quick, just put the brakes back together. Simple, easy. All right, I got the tire off. I just use some of these Motion Pro tools. I don't know, maybe I'm just lucky. It hasn't been that bad for both the front and the rear tire. Just be careful with your rim, especially if they're aluminum. Use the protectors, but warm day with the sun out and it helps, but not too bad. I'm gonna clean up this rim. It's pretty dirty on the inside where the bead is, so maybe that's why I was losing just a little bit of air, but nothing crazy. So otherwise, I mean, it's an old rim that looks like it's had a few tire changes on it, so just gonna clean that up a little bit, re-grease up that rear dampener in there. It looks good in good condition. You can oh, I got it out. You just want to check out these dampeners. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I haven't even touched it yet. I just opened it up and looked at it. So all this needs to get just cleaned up, re-grease it, put it back in there once I have that new tire on. Hopefully that can I'll get that in a sec. Anyway, gonna get the new tire on. I'm also grilling. So alright, back to the wheel. Tires all the way off. I pulled the I think it's called the dampener. Basically, I'll show you to you guys in a minute, but piece that goes here that actually cogs into the final drive unit. But these are the rubber, I think, also dampeners built into the wheel. Magna owners, you're just going to want to double check that these things aren't just totally blown out. And then just make sure you re-grease everything in here. I just wanted to make sure it all was clean and everything looked good, so I'm just going to keep cleaning this up. Clean up the wheel a little bit more while we're off the bike. I got my clutch plate soaking at the moment, so make sure you check out that video. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. This is a growing project for me, so I'm gonna just keep cleaning up this guy. Clean up the drum side. It's looking good. Nothing major in there. Pretty smooth. So I don't have the right calipers to actually measure that, but we're just gonna send it anyway, boys. I don't have another rear tire, so a rear wheel. I also just noticed, I don't know if anyone else knew, but these are made by Enki. So that's kind of cool. I didn't know that. So, all right, back to it. Something I just noticed while cleaning up the wheel too. There's an O-ring in here. I didn't realize that in the service manual. I'll have to go back and look at that again, but just verify that yours is still there in good condition. Mine looks smooth. There you have it, boys. Tires on. I think I got it on the right way. Yeah, I do. Cool. Good. Just making sure I didn't have to just redo all that work I did. Nope, make sure you put it on the right way. I'm also, a little trick, I am going to check the balance. I won't really show that. But this yellow dot represents the low weight spot on your tire. So put it in line with your valve stem. I'm going to shift this over so they line up, but that's going to help you balance it. I guess maybe at some point I can go into balancing them better. I'm not that great at it. That's why I don't necessarily want to show you guys right now. Look up someone who has done this more than I have, because that's what I'm doing. And maybe one day I can make a video on how to balance your tire on your own, because I think it's pretty cool to change your own tires. I know that sounds weird. It's easy to take it down in the shop. There's probably one right down the road for me that would do this for like 25 bucks, maybe 50 bucks. But it's kind of satisfying to know that you can do it yourself. So that's what I recommend.
if you just physically can't do it, please take it to a tire shop, or if you think you're going to damage your rim or anything like that. I don't want to hear you guys have damaged your bike because something I told you guys to do. So, but if you want to try, it's pretty satisfying. It only takes me about half an hour to get a tire change too. Some guys claim they take some hours. So I have these Motion Pro. They're the Bead Pro spoons. I even have the Motion Pro rim protectors. So a little WD-40 makes it go on pretty smooth.
I'd say it took about 50 psi last year for the front. That's one. I think that was the bottom. Oh, there's the top. We got her. I don't know if you heard both of them. Got the bottom first. I think the top second. Only took about 40 psi on that one. If my first clip didn't work, here's my little setup. I actually got a battery that I used to jump my car, going to my little compressor that I bought 10 years ago or something for like 10 bucks. A ratchet strap that I use around the tire to pull it tight to the rim. And that allows me to use such a small compressor to pop the beads on the tire. So I'm gonna put this at a better pressure and we'll get it on the bike.
Just to show the difference here, here's a fresh on the left D404. A little bit used on the right. A lot of highway driving on that tire, looks like. A lot in the middle. Not a lot of twisty roads around here, to be fair, but so brand new tire. Both beads are set. I'm gonna just slap her back together, get her on the bike. All right, I'm gonna put the wheel back on. To do this, just read the manual. Now I'm gonna walk myself through it. They want you to take the wheel, put the splines, mate it with your pumpkin. We call this pumpkin. They want you to then loosen up your 3 nuts there. Just says loosen. And then you will install the axle, the collar, the brake panel stop bolt, the actual rear brakes, which are on the other side of the wheel. You'll slide all the way that through and you'll tighten up down to spec. I believe the axle nut was 55 foot-pounds. I'll double check before I actually do this. There's a couple other ones I gotta do too, but just make sure you're torquing everything down. If you don't have a torque wrench, borrow one, buy one. I mean, come on. You're working on a motorcycle. It's safety. It's your tire. It literally attaches to the ground. So, yeah, I think we're good to go. All right, boys. She's mostly back together. I was still waiting on the clutches to soak. That's why I took care of this right now. But we are torqued down on all the axle, torqued down on our drive nuts. Brake adjusting rod's at least in right now. I have the brake pedal off and we gotta get back and do the clutch here, but that's a different video. So, rear tire, baby. New rear brakes, new rear tire. We're definitely ready to go on that side of things. So, gonna wrap this one up here for the rear tire, rear brakes. Gonna move on to the clutch here. Hopefully get that at least buttoned up, sealed today. Might have another few things to work on there. And then it's just the small stuff, quick, to just make sure everything looks good, check all my fluids again, make sure the battery has a good charge. It's been off the tender for about a month now, but the weather's been good. Yeah, basically just now getting it back to riding status, slap everything back on the bike, I know at the moment maybe that seems daunting to me and some other people, but we're close. We're really close. I did this in my parking lot last year, so this is a luxury, being at my brother's. All right, boys. Like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate all the support so far. Let me know what you want to see. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Out.